Hello and welcome to today's content, which will be talking about the vision card guidance from the stars and doing an evaluation and analysis of it. Without further ado, let's begin. To start off for the info and stats, we have 302 HP, 168 magic, and 3 agility. As you can see, the magic and agility are pretty good benefits, and the HP is above 300, so we'll call it alright. It will be good enough. For the unit bestowed effects, we are going to have a total of 10 spirit increase, which is a very good amount, as well as a 10% increase to magic stat as well. Very nice to have. For specifically Mua and Ramada, we have here exactly 15% slash resistance and 5% HP. 5% HP is it's alright, but 15% slash resistance is very nice. From the party effects, we're going to have the increase magic attack by 35, critical damage by 13, and reducing cast time by 100 specifically. Overall, that's not too bad. It is very kind of niche and kind of counterproductive for the critical damage, because on the bestowed effects, you actually decrease your critical rate. Unless it's supposed to increase it, but I do believe it is a decrease, so that is confirmed. So specifically for this vision card, it's going to be very good for Mua. It's literally her vision card and only really benefits her largely. Miranda does not have her EX up yet. She does have time mage abilities as well as red mage, which do have cast times, which she could benefit off of because of magic attacks. Outside of that, only realistically Aerith can use the vision card, like benefit from it as well. So here we are at the good, the bad, and the worth. So the good. The vision card stats overall is very good. It has the high HP amount, it has good magic, and a decent agility for equip. It's not like 5, 6, 7, or 8 agility, but 3 is still a very good amount. The bestowed effects are mostly to increase your spirit and magic percent on the bestowed effects, as well as the slash resistance and such, mostly for Mua. The party effects is mostly focused around magic attack types, critical damage, and cast time. Critical damage, obviously, as I said earlier, is only going to help a few units, and it's going to be RNG related because you have to do a critical hit to even get any benefits from it. And the cast time is only going to help people who actually have cast times. What this means is that Ildira will not really benefit almost at all from cast times unless you're using specifically the Black Mage subjob, which, yeah, that would be useful in that case. The biggest benefits will be targeted towards Mua, and mostly for her survivability and covering her shortcomings as a unit. Meaning Mua, I gave her a rating of 3.5. With this vision card, you can easily kind of boost her to a 4. In this circumstance, the vision card is doing her heavy lifting on what shortcomings she has, pretty much. So for the bad, the vision card is going to be mostly only useful for magic users. The critical damage is universal, however, such as like Tidus can use it, Glaciella can use it. However, like I said, critical damage, RNG related, as well as it only is a good modifier for 13 more instead of adding it to like maybe like water attack of 35. So as you can see, it's literally like sprinkles, like on just a little bit of extra sprinkles. It's not too useful. The no vision card ability on the bestowed effect, unfortunately, I know they haven't been doing it lately, but that kind of shows like how strong the abilities are, so I have to notate that. The stats are heavily weighted to benefit Mua, as I said, and there are decent gains for other mages. However, that 15% slash resistance and 5% HP, 5% HP not too much, but 15% slash resistance is huge for her, specifically because getting 15% from anything in general is very nice, specifically from a bestowed effect. If you use this and someone else is using Solidus, she's at 35% then. Just like that, boom, instantly. While the magic attack is good for party effects, as I said earlier, there's a very few viable amount of water mages that can even use this, especially if they are either capable and or EX. So it's like, it's very niche. If you're using this vision card, it's 99% because you're only using it for Mua. The cast time reduction only like 100. It's not like 200, which is like some units have on their passives, like Helena, Aerith. They have passives that can reduce it by 200, not just 100. There are also minimum cast times for abilities, so you cannot like insta cast anything ever unless the turn thing like matches up. There is a minimum amount of cast time, so even if you stacked up cast time too high, it doesn't benefit from that in that scenario. The worth. I heavily debated giving it even less than a 3 out of 5, but for now I give it a 3 out of 5 because I do believe it's extremely good for Mua. And that is a too long didn't read. If you just want to know if this vision card is good for Mua and you only want to use it for her, get it. Does not matter, there's no argument here. If you're thinking about using it for possible future units, this is where I have to say that I don't believe it's worth pulling. Because the only unit that really can benefit from this significant is going to be Mua because of the bestowed effects mostly. The future unit that would be decent on will be Aerith. However, she doesn't get the big benefits from like slash resistance and the HP, so she will still die quite easily. Ildari has almost no cast times on average, as I said. She is mostly a math user, or she has Spellblade, so she's not going to be using that too much. Miranda does not have her EX even in the Japan servers yet, so if you're going for that long con game, like it's going to be a long time before it even comes out for it to be viable for her. I said earlier the critical damage is raised, but on the bestowed effect it reduces her critical rate, which is counterintuitive. I don't know why they would even bother doing that. If they're doing that at all, I would say increase the critical rate instead of decreasing it if you're adding critical damage as a side effect. It doesn't make sense. For the benefits of defensive size, it's mostly only targeted towards spirit and slash resistance if you're Mua. What this means is that there's no AoE resistance, there's no like single target resistance, there's no other benefits to that for defensive options. And I say this is kind of important to note because there is a vision card that does that type of thing. I will say it's not a flexible vision card either, and I would heavily argue, and to the previous comment I said, the Winter Holiday Party vision card is significantly better in overall, like just in usage. You're giving yourself a good, like a very high amount of magic stat from the holiday card, as well as giving your teammates AoE resistance, which is very nice to have. I mean, it's just so much better than what this vision card can do. Besides it only helping Mua, it really only super powers up Mua. And because Mua is literally susceptible to being literally one-shot from many... I'm not going to say quite meta yet because we don't know what's going to happen yet. But however, you can damage simulate it. A Cloud that uses Barrage can almost insta-kill Mua. Like, it's pretty depressing to see how, like, she doesn't have enough defenses for other instances outside of magic and slash only, as well as magic in general, like magic attacks in general. So anything that differs outside of that, she will easily just take heavy damage. Even with the 15% slash resistance, if she does not stack it up, like one armor cushion from Dwayne can easily take her out. Like while she is a really good unit for the tanking magic side, I do believe she either needed defense on this vision card, like 5, maybe even 10 defense. And like the slash resistance is very good, but without that going up higher for like defensive or physical matchups, and there are no physical defensive options for her in this vision card, it is kind of not good enough. Even for her, that means your other units are going to have to like kind of cover even more for her, like even more shortcomings. So it's like overall the vision card does not really feel that great. I wish I could give it a better rating, but I just can't. And with that, we're at the end of the video. As always, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you wanted to. And until next video, peace out.